In this video, I'm starting from where I just left off, creating the storm and the sanitary sewer data. I'm going to do cross sections now, or section views. To start off, we need to have a sample lines. So we're going to click on sample lines, and it says select an alignment or press enter to select from a list. If you had a bunch of alignments, go ahead and hit enter. It makes it easier to select the alignment you want to work with. So I'm going to create section views on the Valencia Road alignment. Now when you do that, this data pops up. So the name of our section is going to be Valencia Road sections. Okay, our sample lines are going to be the same. We're going to go ahead and leave all the data that we have. So the existing ground is going to be existing ground. We'll have nothing for the style of storm and the nothing style for the sanitary. The VC corridor we're going to leave as basic, and the VC corridor surface as finished grade or finished ground. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and click. What it's doing is it's putting all this data into that corridor or that section view. So I'm going to go OK. The next thing I'm going to do is come up here. I'll pull this down. Now here, instead of having it by station, I want by range of stations. It'll pop up with this dialog box. I'm only going to do every 100 feet. So right now I've got a width, an offset swath of the right-of-way is 50 feet. We're only doing 50 feet from the right side and the left side. Now I'm also going to go ahead, and if you have curves, you want to do samplings along the curves, but I only want to do every 100 feet along the tangents, curves, and spirals. So I leave everything else as is. So I go OK, and then it says specify along the station. I'm not going to do any additional stations. See how the red line comes up? I could do additional stations, but I'm not. I'm just going to go ahead and hit enter. When you do that, you don't really see anything, but you can come over here in, you come back up here into section views, and you're going to create multiple views. So I'm going to create multiple views. When that happens, I'm going to leave these as default. So it's the selection is this alignment is Valencia Road, and the sample group is the one that I just created. I'm not going to change this. I'm just going to leave it as is as default, and we're going to leave the section view as road. We're going to go next. We're going to leave everything as default, but I just want to show you this information. You could have a plan and production tool that has a specific template that you want to use. We're not going to. We're just going to do draft, and we're going to plot all. Go next. Leave it at 50-50 for the offset range. So it's saying that they want to go an offset swath of 50, basically our right-of-way. Next. Now the height, we're going to just let it do automatic. Everything basically here is default. We're going to be drawing in all of the data that's checked, the corridor, the existing grade, the storm, and the storm sewer. So I go next. The offsets is how we're going to use our bands, and then we're going to create section views. Now I'm going to select the endpoint over here, shift and endpoint. When it does that, it creates our section, and it creates the structure that we have shown in each section. So there's storm, there's sewer. So you can also see that here's a section 10, 1100, 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500. Notice this one doesn't have anything in it except for the structure, because we don't actually have a corridor that represents that symbol or that area. So this is something we'd either have to draw by hand, or we have to additionally add to this existing corridor. So I'm just going to go ahead and leave it like that. I'm also going to freeze off, lay freeze, or you can use your freeze button up here. I'm going to freeze off this data here in each one of these. Now, what I'll be looking at is I want to create a sheet. Well, I've already set up a sheet layout for that called section views. So it's automatically at a 50 scale. So there's our section views. All right, that's it for now. Our next videos will be on how to start cleaning up the drawing and how to put a pressure pipe in.